All right, welcome to We Are Men. This is the first episode of it. My first guest is Mr. Shane Duncan, a guy I like to call Shane the Pain, or Shane O'Mac, or even Rubber Duck. And today's topic is going to be pro wrestling, and the reason is my buddy here is a huge wrestling fan.
Hell yeah.
So why not start off with that? And the first question I have for Mr. Duncan here is, how'd you get into wrestling? Like, why are you a pro wrestling fan?
Because whenever I was in the 5th grade, a guy named Robert Smith told me I should check out Monday Night Raw, and I did, and then I was hooked.
Oh, yeah? Oh, about what year was that?
Probably about 98, 99.
So who's the big dude then? Was that like Stone Cold, or was that a little bit before Stone Cold?
And that was right around the time Stone Cold had just, gotten big.
Like after the Bret Hart fight, or before the Bret Hart fight?
I can't really remember that, but, it was, the first time I seen it, it was, right after Kane had thrown The Undertaker in the casket at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah?
And then lit it on fire. And I remember walking upstairs to tell my mom, and I was, crying. I was like, this man named The Undertaker was just murdered on live TV.
So you believed it?
I believed it.
Oh, man. I remember when I was little, the first time I ever watched wrestling, Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior was the biggest thing. I was a huge Ultimate Warrior fan. But then I kind of grew out of it, and I don't know, like when Yokozuna and stuff started coming around, I kind of lost interest in it. But then I seen the Bret Hart Stone Cold fight, and I was instantly fucking hooked again. Seeing that blood running down Stone Cold's face and shit, and that just, Bret Hart was always one of my favorites. Even as a younger kid, when he was just, coming up a little bit, I even liked him back then. But that fight made those two wrestlers my favorite wrestlers of all time, and they probably always will be. So, on that note, who was your favorite? During that time period, who was your favorite, I should say?
During that time period, I would probably say it was Stone Cold.
Stone Cold?
Yeah.
Man, you couldn't go anywhere without seeing the Stone Cold shirt.
Yeah,
Back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Motherfuckers didn't even watch wrestling was wearing Stone Cold shirts. I'm like, man, you don't even know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, I agree.
But who didn't want to just tell their boss to fuck off and drink a bunch of beer, though, man? What's not to like about him?
And that's kind of why I like Stone Cold, because somebody would piss me off at school or whatever, and I just felt like if Stone Cold were here, he would just be flip them off and then drink some beer,
you, man. So what about now then?
Now, in the present day WWE?
Yeah, in the present day, who would you say your favorite wrestler is that's still wrestling in this moment? And it don't have to be WWE, because I know there's AEW and ain't TNA doing something still? Impact, right?
Yeah, Impact, yeah. I don't really keep up with Impact. I watch AEW. I'd have to say, if I had to pick somebody from AEW that I like a lot, I would say MJF.
See, I don't even know who the fuck that is, I ain't gonna lie.
It's that's an abbreviation, they call him MJF, but it actually stands for Maxwell Jacob Freeman.
So what's his style? What's he like? Explain him to me. Why do you like him?
Because he's a smart ass.
He's a smart ass?
Yeah.
Kind of like Stone Cold smart ass, or more like...
if I had to compare him to anybody...
Scott Hall, Kevin Nash smart ass,
If I had to compare him to anybody, I'd say he's... I feel like he's more like Chris Jericho.
Oh, Chris Jericho? I can see that. All right. I think I know what type of smart ass you're talking about.
Only he's more of his style is more of an arrogant jerk. Like he's kind of rich, but he talks his promo his promo skills are just on par with Chris Jericho's.
Oh, well, that's good then.
Yeah.
Promos matter, man. Like, they'll get you hooked. Now, is his wrestling skills there, though? Because
Yeah.
some people were just all promo. Like,
Yeah, I would say his wrestling skills are there. Like, he's not like really like a high flyer. He's more of like a, I would say he's more of like a technical like wrestler, like brawler type guy
yeah.
who just like tries to cheat and take the win any way he can.
So I'm getting kind of how you're explaining it to him more of a Ric Flair type vibe almost. Am I wrong?
Um, Now Ric Flair, he was like kind of like open about cheating. Like he did it like in a way where it just looked like he was being sneaky. Like MJF, he's just kind of like doing it because he's
That's the
a
only way he
heel.
can win. Like
Yeah,
this, he's the bad guy. That's
yeah, because that's the heel type character that he's playing.
right on, right on. So who do you think is the best wrestler of all time? Then, like, not your favorite per se, because like, I mean, my favorite's Bret Hart, and he is the best of all time. I don't give a fuck what you're saying, but that don't necessarily mean I also love Mick Foley. He's obviously not the best wrestler of all time, but who doesn't love fucking Mick Foley? Besides that dude I seen on Facebook the other day with the shirt that said "fuck Mick Foley." But anyways,
Wait, there was a shirt on Facebook that
yeah,
said
some
"Fuck Mick
wrestler
Foley"?
had a shirt like a cut off flannel shirt that said "fuck Mick Foley" on the back.
Why would it say that?
I
Mick
don't
Foley.
know, man. I don't get who would dislike Mick Foley.
I know he's just so lovable.
He is. So back to the question.
So the best wrestler of all time. It's a really hard question.
That is kind of a hard question because there's good wrestlers for different reasons. Like Stone Cold was a promo machine. Same with Rock. You know, I'm not saying he was a bad wrestler in the ring, but, you know, it was mainly that he connected with people. But then you do got people like Bret Hart that was one of the best workers of all time.
Yeah. Like skill wise, I would say Bret Hart was pretty good. I think he was probably the best wrestler at that time.
But you don't think of all time?
I didn't really feel like his promos were that great.
Yeah.
Like especially compared to like Stone Cold and The Rock's at the time.
There ain't many people better at cutting a promo than The Rock, though. I'm just saying, whether you love him, hate him, what the fuck ever, like, that dude was gold on the mic.
Now the Rock, his promos were really awesome, and then his wrestling was really not.
Not really. Like, I mean, he was a good athlete, but as far as like technical skill, he was no Bret Hart.
Right. And
Now,
and a lot of people like I've like on the internet and things like that, you know, have pointed out that like why would the People's Elbow like win a match?
yeah, I guess it's because he watched too much Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, and people like that, man.
I guess
Macho
so.
Man.